Hey, what's cracking? How are you doing today? Hope this video finds you doing well. I hope that you, my friend, are sitting pretty. Hope that everything is going your way, man. If it's not, if you stick around to the end of the video, I think I've got a few things I can say that'll make you feel a little better about this season. So stick around to the end of the video. I have an awesome Christmas story for you, and at the end, I have a few things that I feel that I need to lay on that's laid on my heart to lay on your heart. So this being our first Christmas together, I will get this story to you first, though. Today I'm going to jump around a little bit. I'm at Hinton, if you've kept up with my stories. First of all, my name is Ricky Dye, and I went to prison when I was 15 years old. I was there for 20 years, 5 months, 29 days. All medium and max. Never made it to a minimum, all the roughest shit. From the age of 15 with grown men. Have a pretty exciting story to tell. A lot of things that I've been through, things that most people will never face in their life. And I can't change the things I did that put me in prison, but I would like to do something good with my life to try to help others with the experience I've been through. So if you'll start at the beginning and listen to them straight through, they're like a series. You'll enjoy it more. But sometimes I do jump around, tell different stories, and that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to hop over to when I get to Cushing, and I'm there on the yard. Once again, I'm doing my thing. You know I am. I figured out a way to get tobacco in the penitentiary. So if you want to hear all that story, you got to keep up until we get to Cushing. But just suffice to say, and you're going to love the way I figured out how to do it too, but you got to keep up till we get to Cushing. Find that out. I'm not going to tell everything that happened to Cushing now, but suffice to say, I figured out a way to get 3 big cans of top in at the same time, all at one night. Plenty of papers. I'm going around on the yard finding out people want like toothbrushes. I'll bring you a badass toothbrush. I'll bring you white strips. I'll get you a cell phone. Anything like that. I'm getting all that in. So it's crazy. So keep up with the story. You're gonna like it. So everywhere I went, I try to figure out a way to get stuff in prison. I didn't start off doing that. When I went to prison, I was a kid. I was scared, didn't know what to do. That these guys, they pulled me up and they're teaching me things, trying to get me to do things. Before you know, I've done picked up on all of it. And if you're running around in here and you ain't nobody, and all of a sudden you get this bag of weed or this thing of cigarettes, and now everybody likes you and everybody wants to be your friend, and it changes your life in prison. It's addictive. It'd be like if you got it out here and you were able to do something that's just a little illegal and you get several $1,000s for it, and you know you shouldn't do it, but you don't think you're going to get caught, and you don't feel like it's a big deal, and it really changes your life. And so of course you're going to do that. Most people are, unless you're a really good person and you have really good morals and you don't do that kind of thing. But most of us, I think, will take advantage when we have a chance, just a little bit. And I try not to be that way in my life today. I would like to tell you today that I would not cut any corners, but we all do when it comes down to it. Sometimes we do what we have to do to make our lives a little better. And that's what I was doing. And so I've got tobacco in. I would go around and find out, yeah, this guy over here gets weed. Hey, brother, what kind of cigarettes you like? What kind of dip do you like? You want some gum? You know, you can't buy gum. They don't sell gum in prison because you can take it, chew it, and stick it in the locks. You can't buy gum in prison. So I offer to bring them bubble gum. I go around and find people who get things I want, and then I'll bring them what they want. Get them in debt to me ahead of time so that when they get theirs in, everybody else trying to come up with money to get it or what to send money, they owe me. I get mine off the top. So that's what I've done. I've went around. I got everybody on the yard in debt to me. $1,500 owed to me, I think, when all this goes down. So what's happening is it's almost Christmas time. Everything is going my way. I'm penitentiary rich. Okay. I'm balling in the penitentiary. There's 5 units on the yard. I got a store on every one of them. I'm running football tickets. I got it going on. It's the end of the football season. It would be a very, very bad time to go to jail, especially because they're having a pizza sale for Christmas, man. Yeah, letting us order pizza for Christmas. You can draw down up to, they give it, run around, hand out these slips. You can make out an order up to $40 from Pizza Hut. Yeah, for Christmas. Unbelievable, right? I've never, when I'm on this yard at this time, never had anything like that. I got shipped to Cushing. That place was lovely, man, when I got there. It was just opening up for Oklahomans. I was one of the first crew in there, and we're buying pizza for Christmas. And you can only get $40 worth. So, man, I've got my $40 worth coming. I got my Sally's $40 worth coming, and I have went around with these cigarettes and got a bunch of people. I got like $250 worth of Pizza Hut coming. No exaggeration. I got so much pizza coming. I'm fixing to feed all my partners. You know what I'm saying? I got it going on. I got all these stores. So I've done told them all, man, when Christmas gets here, we're fixing to get out in the middle of the day room. We're all eating pizzas and soda pop, candy bars and chips, all on me. I got that shit. Then if Friday was Christmas Eve, Friday morning they come and get me and tell me they're locking me up. And I said, what? For what? I hadn't done shit. Nothing that they could get me for anyway. Of course I was doing wrong. But I know that they can't get me for nothing. There's nothing they can catch me for. So they get me up, won't even tell me what they're locking me up for. Cuff me up, take me to lock up, get me down there, tell me I'm on 14-day investigation. So what that is, they can take you at any time and put you in lockup, in solitary, in the hole, and leave you there for 14 working days, which is right at 3 weeks. For you, when you're sitting in that cell, business days ain't shit, man. That's your enemy, business days. You don't want to hear working business days because nothing happens on those days. So those are just days you just sit in a cell all day. For them, it's a day off. For you, man, it sucks, man. You ever had to sit around and wait all day for something to happen? What about 2 days? About a week? You ever had to look forward for something that is a week away? Well, now try months of that and not knowing when you're going to get out of lockup. Just sitting down here every day. You start wondering, man, what if nuclear war happens? What if everyone just doesn't come? What if this? What if that? You're just locked down here in a hole, man. You can't see nothing, man. You look outside, can't see nothing except for this day room. It's a bunch of bars. It's all you can see out your window. You usually can't see out the window that's supposed to look outside. There's so many pieces of grate and metal over it, you can't even really see out. Being in a lockup, man, sucks, man. I would have me a little routine. I would get up in the morning, eat my breakfast, and then work out, exercise. Then I have stowed me an extra towel and pair of boxers some kind of way when I went to shower, and I'll get into that sometime. But I did it, and then I just take me a little bath in the sink, then lay there and read till dinner. Then at dinner time, I'll read on my Bible a little bit. Then write whatever letters I'm going to answer. If I got any mail, which I usually didn't, except for from my mom, which mom was enough. Sometimes she just write nothing to say, but just want to let you know I love you very, very much. I go to lock up down there all the time. She know I'll count all them letters. She'd at least send it. If it was one sentence, my mom would write me a letter and make sure I got something in the mail every day. You'll never find a friend better than my mama. My mama is the best in the world. Thank you, mama. I love you. So they take me down here and lock me up, tell me you're on investigation. So I sit down and think, man, all them pizzas, I'm gonna lose everything. I'm like, man, y'all don't put me on investigation. I ordered pizza and well, you shouldn't have done what you done. I didn't do shit. What do you mean? Let me talk to somebody. I want to talk to somebody, man. I want to talk to Chief Security. I want to talk to somebody. I'm fixing to tear this summit up. Hey, calm down. They don't want you to rear up and lock up at Christmas time. And the reason why is this. All right, there ain't even no big wigs here on Christmas Eve. Okay, I already know that. They've put me in lockup and ain't nobody there that really has this fucking this pull to even get me out. You know what I'm saying? So, but if someone rears up into you, if they're for some reason they have to come in there with cameras on you and wrestle you down for any reason, then someone high up has to be there. The chief of security will have to be there, and either the warden or the deputy warden, one. And the reason for that is there have been so many lawsuits for officers hurting inmates, doing illegal shit. Now they came up with cameras and some of it's been caught. Now they're very careful on everything they do. So if they think they're going to have to come up in the cell on you, they're going to get a camera and record the whole thing. They're going to make sure everyone is there when it happens. They're going to have the resident psychiatrist, whoever there, supposedly try to talk you down. Chief of security, because it's a security issue. Then you'll have lieutenants and captains and sergeants, and then the guys that's got the shields that are going to, so they got a SORT team is what it's called. And the other guys, they are all in black. They got pads on everywhere, hockey pads, everything you can think of. They got electric shields. They got helmets. They got sticks. And these dudes run up in there. They got it down, man. The guy with the shield rushes you first, and he pins you up against something. Then all the other guys take you down. So they practice that shit. They're good at it. I'll get to a story one time where me and a bunch of white boys in DU were taking turns, seeing which one of us could last the longest against them, bro. So just hang out. I got some hell of shit still to tell you, man. But on this deal, I've been locked up Christmas time. I ain't done nothing. I'm going to lose all these food sales. I got canteen on every unit. I haven't done nothing to get locked up, man. I mean, of course I have, but they have nothing on me, man. So I keep throwing a fit. with a guy that's working to you, kicking the door. I kept kicking the door, kicking the door, kicking the door. I told him, I'm going to cover the window up. So that's what makes them have to call a SORT team if you cover the window up, because they have to be able to come around, look in your cell, and count you and make sure you're okay. If they can't see in the cell to make sure you're okay, they got to come in there, period. So all you got to do is cover your window up, and it causes them a lot of trouble. But they're going to write you up for that. You're going to get a write-up. They can write you up for like an X for, they can push it all the way to make it like an attempted escape if they really want to be dicks. It probably won't stick. You probably end up getting an A for refusing a direct order. Okay, so they give you a direct order, take the thing off your window. And if you refuse, it's a Class A write-up. It's another 30 days in a lockup. It's another year of good time. So most people don't want to, they'll uncover that window. They don't want to do all that DU time. You know, and at this point, I don't have a write-up yet. At this point, I still don't have a write-up. So technically, whenever they finish their little investigation, they're going to let me out. And I don't want to be locked up, okay? I don't want to leave. I like this yard, okay? So I'm trying to get back out. So I tell him, hey, man, if you don't get me someone down here to talk to, get me out, I'm gonna cover my window up. So he ends up bringing sergeant. I get the sergeant, get the lieutenant. Lieutenant gets, finally, there was a female deputy warden. They had 2 deputy wardens at the time. One of them was a female. She'd come up there and see me. And I told her that I didn't do anything wrong. I had food sales coming. My mom was coming to visit me for Christmas, and that I couldn't be in jail on Christmas. My family was coming. I had no way to tell them they couldn't visit. They were going to drive up here for nothing, blah, 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 blah. She ended up saying she's going to give me a phone call, let my mom know not to come. 5 minutes. They're going to bring me the phone for 5 minutes. But I'm not getting out of lockup. But I'm not settling for that. I want out of lockup. I'm fucking mad. So she says, well, we're going to get the chief of security. He's the one that locked you up, and get him down here to see you. I said, today? Because today's Christmas Eve. You know, when the day's over, it's over. I'm going to spend Christmas in here and New Year's, and they won't be back till the 2nd. So it has to be today. He's going to come see you today. I wait. I keep asking. He don't come see me. So bottom line, I'm spending Christmas in jail. I'm on top run. So I say, okay. I sat up there and I stewed on it all evening. And I got madder, and I got madder, and I got madder. And I decided, here's what I'm going to do. I told everyone on the bottom run, boys, y'all better pick your shit up off the floor. I said, because tomorrow, I said, I'm going to let them come around and bring our Christmas sack. Because what they do, if you're in lockup on Christmas, okay, so during the Christmas meal, so Christmas and Thanksgiving in prison, they'll give you a big ass tray at lunchtime, huge tray. And it'll have turkey or ham, maybe both, dressing, gravy, mashed potatoes, some yams, and some kind of pie. And for dinner, they're going to give you, while you're there, a sack lunch, a couple ham sandwiches maybe, a bag of chips. They're going to give you a soda pop and a candy bar. It's the only time they'll ever do that in prison. Thanksgiving or Christmas, you get a pop and a candy bar. So I say, I'm going to let them come around and bring us our lunch. Because in lockup, you'll get the same thing. They're going to bring you a big tray, soda pop, candy bar, all that. They come around and collect your can in a little while, so you can't be using it to cook coffee. So I'll make a video sometime to show you how to do that. So I said, I'm going to wait till they bring that around there. Then as soon as they count, I'm flooding my cell. Because that'll give me an hour. They count every hour in lockup. So I said, give me a whole hour to get my cell full of water. How you going to fill your cell up with water? I'm like, dude, I'm gonna take my toilet paper and my blanket and my sheet and tear them up, and I'm going to stuff in the bottom of the door and the edges of the door. And then I'll be able to fill it all the way to the bean hole. And the bean hole comes up, I'll say the bean holes are probably 3 foot off the ground, 2.5 to 3 foot from, about 2.5 foot from the ground. So I can get that water, but 2.5 foot deep up in there before it starts leaking out. I try to clog the bean hole up too, but it's going to escape from there. They're going to be able to see it coming. So once I get it up that high, I'm gonna just start kicking my door. I'm gonna break the fire extinguisher and pull that shit out from under the door and flood the whole fucking thing. So what the deal is, there's a fire extinguisher in every room. It's up there on the wall, but it has a cage around it. They built a fucking cage around it. So I had to take some paper and roll it up real hard to make me like a stick. I took the stickies off the envelopes, tear that part that's sticky off, lick it and wrap it around that paper, and it strengthens it the more you do that. It's like putting tape around it. So I got it strong, and I put a toothbrush up in the end of it, and I got it bent around just right where I could stick it through that cage and pop that pop that tip off where that break that fire extinguisher go off. So I'm thinking that'll put water everywhere. I've never done anything like that. I have no idea what it's going to do. But I'm just going to cause the biggest problem I can because they've ruined my Christmas. I'm not going to get to have Christmas, so by God dang, I'll sit at home and have it either. So when I do all this, they're going to call in the chief of security. He's going to have to come in, either deputy warden or the warden, and maybe both will have to come from home. From whatever they're doing, they're going to have to come up to penitentiary. And I know they're going to get to leave, but I'm still going to fuck up their day because they fucked up mine. And that's all there is to it. So I wait. We get our sacks. They come around. They count. I stuff some of the blanket in my toilet. I stuff the blanket part of it in my toilet where it can't go down. And I start flooding the toilet. I got the door cracks all fixed in, my whole roll of toilet paper. I used all the toilet paper I had, and my sheet tore all up. And I put it around the cracks in the door and the bean hole. And now I'm flooding my toilet. Just start flooding the toilet. Flooding the toilet. It took a long time, man. Fill that cell up with water. Then they started. They said, "Hey, man, we can see it. It's coming out. It's coming out." So I said, "Well, now it's time to jump up there, start trying to pop that fire extinguisher." It was hard, man. Finally, I popped it. It's something I never freaking imagined would happen. The first thing that comes out is this black shit. It is nasty, man. And that shit hit me right in the face and knocked me off. I was standing on the toilet, knocked me off the toilet. I landed in the water like I did a backsplash, man. It hit my head on the bunk. It was crazy, dude. It made me see stars. And I went over to the door and I pulled that, man. You wouldn't believe how much water coming out of that fire extinguisher, man. I mean, it was just flooding out like a goddamn water hose. It was way more than a garden hose. It's probably 5 times what a garden hose puts off. It's like a high pressure hose, man. And of course, here comes the guards. Oh shit! First they tried to block the bottom of the door, and then they seen how much it was and quit even trying. It was like, hey man, we need to call for help. He filled the cell up. They're like, he did what? He filled the cell up. Come up there, man. What'd you do that for, man? You know why I did it. You know why I did it. You ruined my Christmas. By God, I'm ruining yours. So now I'm laughing. I think it's funny. Sure enough, hey man, I got both deputy wardens came up there, the warden, the chief of security. So I got just what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? I pissed a lot of people off. Psychiatrists come up there. So these some bitches, first they get me all cuffed. Okay, well, I was gonna make them fight me and come in and get me. But when it comes time to that female deputy warden, me and her, when she talked earlier, you know what I'm saying, she kind of built a rapport with me. And I was kind of liking her, respecting her. And she was coming to, I said, hey, I tried to get him to come talk to you. He told me he would. I'm sorry he didn't do it, blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry they've written it. She was really a pretty good lady. She said, I'm trying to help you with what you're doing here, blah. And she says, if you make them, because she's the last ditch effort before they come in on me with the SWAT team. They're already over there ready to go. I got my mattress. I'm going to try to block them. I'm not going to win. I know I'm not going to win. But I'm just going to wrestle them as long as I can. She said, if you make us do that, we're going to have it on camera. We're going to give you battle on staff, Cindy McAllister. You not want to go home? And so I was like, shit, man, she's right, man. Fuck all that. So I've been around, put my hands through the thing, cuffed up. And they take me to punish me and take me down to the bottom corner cell where all the waters run to. And they put me in there and they have me cuffed by my back. And they put me on my face, on my chest, and all that water made me get on there like that on the floor, on my face and shit. And they cuffed my feet behind me. Cuffed my ankles together. And then they hog-tied me. They cuffed my hands behind my back. And they cuffed that to the shackles on my legs and left me hog-tied on my face in that water. And then they got a squeegee and pushed water in there and closed the door and blocked the bottom of it. They left me in there hog-tied like that for like an hour. And finally, I start thinking, they're going to leave me like this. At first, I'm laughing. I'm like, I'm not going to give them the joy of knowing that this is fucking with me. I'm going to act like I think it's funny. But at the end of the hour, I didn't think it was funny. Shit, I was hollering, the motherfuckers couldn't get me. And they left me in there like that. And they didn't give me my food from my cell. I had it on top bunk, so we wouldn't get messed up. Wouldn't give me my food. So I was hungry as a motherfucker. And by about 3 o'clock in the morning, they still got me in this room like that. I had no sheet, no blanket, no mattress, nothing. Just my boxers, that's all I had. And there's water and trash all over the floor. Like papers that were on just all kinds of shit that came out of everybody else's cell is in my floor. You know what I'm saying? And my toilet won't flush. They've turned my water off. It ended up, hey, I ended up doing the biggest flood ever though, because whenever I popped that fire extinguisher, the guy that has to turn that off wasn't at work. And he wasn't at home. They had to find this dude. That shit was on for like 3 hours. Man, I fucked up everything. And they're mad about it. So I end up thinking, man, the only way I'm gonna get out of this, I'm gonna try to tell them to kill myself. So that's what I did. I waited for him to come around and count. I was sitting over there on the corner acting like I was about to cry, and asked me if I was all right, and I wouldn't talk. Because if you don't talk to them, if you won't say anything, they have to be able to get something out of you to know you're okay. You have to answer them. If you won't speak, that's an issue. If you won't talk, you won't respond, that's an issue. So he said, Ricky died, and I'm just staring down, got a tear coming, trying to make tears come out of my eyes, trying to get out of this lockup cell. And it worked, and by God, I should have never done that. They take me over to medical and put me in a freezing cold cell, butt naked and wet, in a paper gown. Paper gown, you can just tear it. When I tell them I need to take shit, give you one square of toilet paper so you can't choke yourself with it. I was like, holy shit, this is terrible. Like, and when you're in lockup, you can manage to get things snuck in. Down here, you can't get shit. And they're barefooted, butt ass naked in a paper gown, kind of giving me my food for shit. That shit, you can't have silverware, not even plastic. It has to be finger food, things like that. So that was fucking terrible, man. The only thing I could do is there's a window I could bang on it, and the guys on the yard could walk right up to that window because it was medical. I had people go call my mom, tell them to call up there. So she tried to come for Christmas, couldn't get in, blah, 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 because I never got my phone call. And I had my mom say, if he told you I was going to kill himself, he's lying, he ain't going to kill himself. And I'm in there telling him, I'm not going to kill myself. I said that shit trying to get out of the cell. It's bullshit. I didn't kill myself, McAllister. I ain't going to never kill myself. Y'all got me twisted. So I kept telling him, and here comes that female deputy warden again. And she tells me, told you I was going to try to help you, and you've done all this. Now I can't help you. You're stuck in there. You didn't even have a write-up. Now you've got several write-ups. You got one for disrespect to staff, disobedience to staff. You got one for tearing up the water thing. So I didn't want to get shit from the yard, but now I'm mad, man. I'm thinking, if they're going to do me like this, I want shit. So I'm telling her, well, just put me back in lockup, ship me. That's what they did. They ended up putting me back in lockup. But now I'm getting shipped, but I didn't want to get shipped. And now all of a sudden, I got like $1,500 owed to me on the yard. And I got a couple guys out here that I owed a few bucks a W to saying, they said, what, man, what happened to Ricky died? Yeah, I mean, I think he called out because he owed me some money. He said, caught out? So these guys are saying this shit. I'm locked up and can't do nothing. Now I really want to get back on the yard. But if you want to know what happens after that, you got to keep up on the channel because, hey, man, it's been 22 minutes. And that is what ended up happening. I did end up back into you. So I'll be back in lockup. When we get that far in the story, we'll pick up there on that. So before I would leave, I have something I want to talk to you about. That Christmas and many other Christmases in prison were pretty hard. And those are the roughest times. It's not the fights and stuff. It's the holidays and the birthdays and all those things and times that you want to be there for your family and you can't. Those are the worst of them. And if you just don't go to prison, you don't have to worry about it. But what I want to talk to you about today is this. For Christmas, a lot of people, it's something they look forward to. And they get into Christmas and it's awesome. Christmas is awesome. But for other people, Christmas is something that they dread and they worry about. And mothers who feel like they can't buy presents for their kids, or a father who don't have enough money to buy presents or gifts for his kids or his wife like he might want to. And I've heard people say, oh, it's almost Christmas. I just hate Christmas because they don't have the money to get anything. And they see all these other people that are able to. And I'm not able to go and get anything from my mother that I want to get her right now. But today, this year for Christmas, I will hug my mother. I will put my arms around her neck and I'll tell her I love her. And she'll see that I'm okay and I'm safe. And it'll mean more to her than any gift I could have given her. And that's what I want to tell you, is that you don't have the money to go buy gifts. Don't compare yourself to the people who do. When I asked people what was most important, everybody named somebody else that they loved. What you're upset about at Christmas ain't what you're upset because you can't give something to someone you love. That alone is a gift. That is a gift. Let them know that you wish you could, because that's enough. It's going to mean more to my mom than anything else. Don't forget what it's all about. It's all about family and togetherness. It's not about how much money you got or how many presents you can buy. It's not about that at all. So keep that in mind. Try not to compare yourself to other people. Be thankful that you're alive, that you're drawing breath, that you can go see the people you love and tell them you love them, that you can still do something good for somebody in the world. And then maybe your Christmas will be a little bit better. And that's what I hope for you. I hope that God shines his light upon you for this holiday season. And hope that I'll see you in the next video. Shout out to the riders and the dyers. The riders who ride till the wheels fall off, and the dyers keep riding even when they do. Got a new one, Bebo. Woodwood, thank you, brother. I appreciate you. May God bless, keep, and protect each one of you until the next video. Peace out.